JJ's lot. Anyway, his name is, I think he's Gordon Chevalier. And I went one morning to the milk, and his wife came out, and she was very sad and that sort of thing, worried. I said, "Where's Gordon?" She said, "He's not very well, and he had a visit last night." And I said, "Well, they came, and they threatened him and told him that it would be far better if he didn't stand for him. It would be better for him
not to stand for election."
That's right.
Which parish was this?
St. Ones.
Somewhere.
And also, and I think that you should know this as well, the role of JJ and his merry men. There was a chap, and I can't remember his name, but he had a small shop not far from what was, I don't know, still is the post office at St. One. And he was a candidate also. And he was one of these, he wouldn't have been much use as a deputy, but nevertheless he was enthusiastic at the fact that he'd been chosen, you know. And they visited him, and they said to him, "Oh, Jack," that was his name, "you've got a nice little shop here. Everything's good. It would be a shame if all this was, anything happened to this, wouldn't it?" That's the sort of message he got. He got quite frightened. Now, so he stood down, and the JJs decided to have a candidate, and you may well have heard of him, I don't know. He was Major, I had his name now, and I've got, Major de Grishy, was it? I think. Now this guy, this Major, was quite a mad Major. Every time he passed a cenotaph at St. One's, he would go to attention and he'd salute it, and he was that sort of person. And he was the sort of person that suited the JJites, and he got elected because no one else was dared oppose him. And that's the sort of organisation that took place. Also, I was involved in a tenants association, called the States Tenant Association. We had quite a problem at St. George's Estate with no water and that sort of thing. And we organised a rent strike. Now there was a family there who, I don't quite know the full reasons for this, but the family were dependent on the island benefits, not on parish benefits. And therefore they felt that they couldn't support the rent strike. So we sympathised with them and said, well, that's okay, don't worry about it, because what we did, we collected all the rents from the tenants and banked them so that, you know, when the time came, the money would be there. And one evening I had a knock on the door. Now I've always wanted to tell everybody this, so I'll take this opportunity to say so. The knock at the door was from JJ. Now my parents knew JJ, he was quite friendly, and they were quite friendly people. And when he came, he said, well, how are you getting on with your strike and your... Oh, I said, not too bad, I suppose. I said to everybody, he said, what about next door? Now, next door was this, he was an English fella. Well, I said, they can't participate because he said, you know what you should do? I said, oh. He said, what you should do is go and smash their windows and make them more frightened of you than of the States. That's the advice I received from J.J. Lamarck, who became an advocate and was respected by many people because they believed that he was anti-establishment or whatever it was. But that's the role he played. And I just said to him, look, J.J., get out of my house. I'm having nothing to do with this.
He's looked upon very fondly by lots of people,
later, because I used to go to work on a motorcycle, and I found my motorcycle covered in paint, and on the wall a big hammer and sickle, and God knows what other else.
Right.
Now, was that a coincidence? So